What's good, everybody? It's your boy Joby Wan, your favorite rap and black series collector and hip hop Jedi. How are y'all doing today? Welcome to another episode of Taungsdays. Am I right? And today's gonna be a little bit more of a reflective one. We're gonna have some fun, kind of talking about real life a little bit, and getting into like my affirmation series and stuff like that I've been dropping. So tune in. Let's go ahead and get into it. Now, one thing that we all kind of have in common is that we all have a struggle of some kind. Now, for some people, it might be addiction. Some people, it might be mental health. Some people, it might be, financial trouble that they bump into, or, medical issues, or like, number of issues, number of things, problems at work, problems at home. We all face struggles, right? But it's sometimes in the midst of the struggle easy to forget that we have the tools that we need inside of us. And a lot of times the things that we're dealing with, and what I specifically mean is like our response to whatever's going on in our life. Um, we can improve and work on those things by seeking the answers within. You know what I mean? It's not something that's going to come from outside. Now, people around you might be able to offer a measure of influence in terms of like helping you get on track, whether it's like, making sure that you're being responsible financially, or that you're taking care, going on your daily walks, or taking care of your physical health, or whatever the case may be, right? But the other flip side of that is that sometimes we might miss the mark, right, on our goals. And for some of us, you're like me. If you miss the mark on your goal, it might bring you down. Because trust me, when I miss the mark, it brings me down quite a bit. But I've always felt that there's another chance. There's going to be another opportunity. There's going to be another chance to continue to do the right thing, and to make right on whatever it is that I might be struggling with in the moment, you know. So the key to that is really just kind of honesty with yourself, honesty with your loved ones, and being open and willing to kind of address some of those things. Now, some of you guys might be wondering, like, how does that tie in to Star Wars? Now, whether we're talking, Anakin Skywalker, who is definitely dealing with, unspoken mental health issues from trauma, to even Luke, his son, who kind of carried some of that over. And then, even with like Obi-Wan and his response, to what he went through, um, and his perceived failures, and Yoda even, and the list goes on. You know what I mean? There's so many, and how they responded to what they perceived as failures, and then how they went about trying to find some sort of redemption, right? Ultimately, their mistake was not submitting to the force within them and all around them. Um, and maybe missing out um, on some of what was going on because they had this thing that they need to achieve, whether it be, maintain the status quo of the Jedi Order, or rebuild a Jedi Order altogether, or be the chosen one, or whatever. That's so much pressure, right? And there's this thing that you feel like you need to achieve. When at the end of the day, the one thing that the Jedi Order may have gotten wrong was about like interpersonal connection. There's people in our lives and that come along that add value to us, and bring knowledge and wisdom to us. And maybe they help us think about things in a way that we didn't think about before, or maybe they help us in other ways, however that may be. But ultimately, they're there for us, and it's not because of something that we do. It's because of who we are, what we mean to them as a person, and not some service that we provide, whether it be, you know, you're the one that always buys lunch, or whether it be like you're the you're the friend group clown that gets laughed at by everybody and doesn't realize that, they're, you're just a tool to them or a pawn, or maybe you're the one that they always take advantage of at work and make you pick up their shifts, or, you know what I'm saying? Like those people aren't the ones, it's the ones who's how they feel about you it's not transactional. It's not like what you do for me equals how I feel about you and vice versa. It's just like, hey, this person's valuable. I care about this person because of this person. And I recognize their value, their wisdom, their humor, their whatever the case may be. And there's no ask on the other end of that, right? And that's kind of the selflessness that I believe that the Jedi Order maybe have been needing to reach towards, is that selflessness that stems from that love and empathy of those around us. It's seeing the struggles and going, hey, I actually understand, and I can feel a little bit of what you're going through. And then offering everything from just an encouraging word to, if they ask for it, and sometimes if not, dropping them a word of advice like, hey, there's a pothole up there, watch out. You know what I mean? And then if they happen to walk through the pothole, it's sending them a ladder down to help them get out, right? Because it's not about what you get out of it, other than the fact that your reward comes from just showing that love, and that's it. That's it. But anyways, guys, I can kind of philosophize about all this stuff to no end. So we'll go ahead and cut it here. But I do want to say thank you to everyone who tunes in to Taungsdays, Am I Right? And to all of the other content that we drop on the Fan Force Alliance channel here on Joby One, and to all the other Fan Force Alliance contributors. Big shout out to those guys. They're all amazing people. And I got a lot of love for them. And for all of our watchers, all of our viewers, all the people here who are big fans of the Hip Hop Jedi, guys, I really appreciate you. And the way that you add value to my life, just by your presence, is huge. And it really seriously can't be overstated, just how important you are. Just for me. And if that means that you're important to me, there are lots of people in your life that you mean something to. So don't forget that. Anyways, guys, have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Taungsdays, Am I Right? Much love. May the Force be with you. We'll see you next time.